and sage, but it was pretty much flat all the way through. And what we saw before us in this big field were dozens and dozens and dozens of these boards, like 4x4 things of press board or particle board or something, and they were all laying flat randomly. Now they took all of us kids, us 8 kids, and they had us stand side by side, but with about 20 feet a gap between all of us, and they told us to just walk. I'm not sure if we received other instruction. I don't really remember, but I'm guessing we did, because I remember that we had to lift up these boards. But here's what's weird. Okay, I find one of the, I come up to one of the boards, and I'm right-handed, but for some reason I decided to, I lifted it, I picked up the corner with my left hand, and right under there was a rattlesnake, and it bit my hand. It bit me. After that, I don't remember anything. until about a year later. But what I do know is I never saw those other 7 kids again.
Do you think that was part of a test, that you find the rattlesnake, or that somebody gets bit by the snake?
I'm still trying to figure that odd one out. I really am. I don't know, but
everything seems to be some kind of test, with you kids.
What they do is they'll do, a certain stage of training, and then you get like an evaluation. You can think of it like homeschooling, I mean, it's really, then you get tested, and then they see if you are able to go up to the next step. But see, I have a feeling that they already knew that I was going to excel so far as I did, because it's all in the bloodline. They really target bloodlines. Occasionally they'll find a kid that just pops out and could be an anomaly and is gifted in some way. But in the case of my bloodline, of extensive research I've been doing, well, let's just say that it runs in the family.
Are you willing to go further and talk about your bloodline as to where we're going with that?
Well, I'm not going to mention names for the safety, so I will just talk about subject. I did some recent, I was able to get a good amount of archives of family history going way back. I still have to get the rest of it that goes back even further, but here's what I found out. I was told, along with my brother and my sister, what our ethnic background was, where we came from. And this is what we were told. We were told that, one, we were Native American. We had Native American blood, Crow Indian, okay? We were told that our family had come at this time, and lived in these places. We were also told that we had, on my mother's side, that we had Polish blood, some German, a couple other things I don't remember. We were told that the Native American side was on my dad's side, and that's where the Scottish blood comes from. About 2 months ago, I found out the real story. After some really extensive research and with the help of someone who's very close to me. Thank you, by the way. I know that this person's listening right now. The fact is that the last name of my paternal grandfather on my mother's side doesn't even exist in the World Register of Names. I have searched for it everywhere. The name does not exist. Now, that's not to say that, people will, when they migrate, they will change names or they'll modify them a bit, but there is nothing even remotely close to this name that I have been able to find. What we suspect is that they were actually not originally from Poland or even Germany, but they were gypsies of some sort from Eastern Europe. Not even sure. Can't even begin to know where yet, but I'm working on that. On my maternal grandmother, on my mother's side, had always told us that we were Polish/German. I have recently uncovered that that is indeed not true. I have recently found out that they were actually Scottish and Irish. I found out that the Crow Indian, Native American, is untrue. They were actually from, the name originates, and the bloodline originates from, we've narrowed it down to either Ireland, Scotland, or Wales. It is actually a Celtic name from Old English, crow, meaning of black hair. And I have family records that proves that they are actually so. What I'm getting at is that no Native American blood, but almost 100% Celtic.
Yeah, sounds very Celtic. You celebrated St. Paddy's Day yesterday, huh?
In my own little way.
Yeah, we had a good time. Thank you for the call you gave me, and wishing us a happy St. Paddy's Day. I hope you had one too.
I wish I could, really say that I did enjoy it, but obviously
Yeah.
it was being used for something else.
Right,
But that's,
right.
that's my life. Okay, so
Is
now
that-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's something that happened after that phone call, then later on that night, probably. Yeah. You remember calling me?
Oh yeah, I remember calling you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead, continue. Thank you.
Oh, one thing I want to add. Several people contacted me today, and this is prior to me saying anything about what happened. And they said that they had suddenly received a signal, or they knew that something was going wrong with me. They knew it. They knew it last night. That has been happening more and more. It's unfortunate because then they're put in a position where they're going, oh my God, he's been taken again. I don't know where and I don't know how, and they just have to send their thumbs until they hear from me again.
I had a dream recently that I met you, and I never had a dream of you in the past, and it was just weird because I know I have met you before, but it was different than that. It was like, why did I dream of meeting Aaron and talk to him? I don't know. It was the other night, but anyway, go ahead with your story.
Oh, well, just real quick, I've had at least 50 emails in the past 2 months of people telling me that they've had dreams about me. Now, are they all absolutely true? I don't know, but I just find that interesting that has been occurring. Okay, so back to my story. Now we have to go forward from the time I was 10 when that happened. Now let's go up until when I was about 15, maybe 16, because I really don't have, but that 5-6 years, I can't remember anything. I have no memory of what occurred. Well, at least I have the memories. They're just stored elsewhere. So, I'm at this lake with another group of people. And we were at this house. And it had a boathouse over the lake. The town was Lake Oswego in Oregon. We were swimming in the lake, and then I remember